Okay. Hi. Look at this. This is pretty. Look at that. Welcome to my channel. Look at my pretty ring. My name is Luna. Today we are going to talk about child-free women. Why are women choosing to be child-free? It's a conversation that I've been wanting to have. We need to talk about this. There's part of this conversation that we are not talking about. We are talking about just a very selected thing. It's only two reasons we're talking about this, it's only two parts. It's like happy, unhappy. Like women don't want to have kids because they want to be happy, they don't want to be unhappy. They think they're gonna be happier without kids. And another topic, another part of it is like it's women versus men. That's how I feel like that's how we're talking about this topic. But there's so much more. There's so much more about this topic that we are not talking about. We're talking about really level stuff, surface reason, And I even think that even as women, we don't even think about that most of the time. We are not thinking about that. We are just, because you hear someone say like, oh, I don't want to be happy. Yes, of course. Who want to be unhappy? No one wants to be unhappy unless you're deranged. Even, I don't know. I don't know anyone who wants to be unhappy. Even people who are deranged, they want to be happy. Almost everyone wants to be happy. So, is it valid to have this conversation and say that, oh, I don't want to have kids because I want to be happy, because I want to have my money, because I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want a certain kind of life for myself? Yes, it's valid. It's really, really valid. I'm not trying to invalidate anyone. This is a very valid, point that people are talking when we talk about childless women. It's very valid reason that people are talking about happiness, financial reason, the planet. I mean, we can talk about that later, but those are valid reasons. They are very valid, but there's a part of this conversation that we are not having as a society. We are not having this conversation. We are sticking to these 4 points, and then at a useless point that has nothing to do with it. I want my house clean. I want this. Again, I'm not trying to invalidate anyone. It's valid. If that's how you like your things, it's totally valid. I live alone, and I love the fact that when I get home, everything's where they're supposed to be. No one move anything. And I lived with someone, also. And every time I get home and I see that I left the kitchen clean, and then I come home, the kitchen is not clean, it pisses me off. It really does piss me off. But that's not the point. Here are the reasons that we are not talking about. We are talking about everything else, and the deeper reason, the deeper conversation that we need to start having, we are not having it. We keep bouncing back mostly about men versus women, happy, unhappy, this and that. Let's pump the brake and think again. Let's think about this again. We are not having this conversation. I don't know if people are not aware about this, or we are just shielding ourselves from having this conversation because we want to have this this debate and this very sickening situation that I found that our society these days we are in, of men versus women issue. I mean, it's only, we are only here on earth, we only got each other. So let's stop with that. Let's stop this man versus woman thing. You know, if something's not for you, it's not for you. If a certain way a woman acts or whatever, it's not for you, it's not for you. Go to the village, you'll find a good woman and marry her. Okay? So that's not the point. That is not the point. The point that my point here is, we are having so much, we are talking so much about this child-free, childless woman and this, when we are not even talking, even as women, we're talking, we're making video, we're talking, we're broadcasting about this, and we're not even talking about the real reason, the deeper reason that as women we do not want to have kids. Of course, you know, the being happy, being this, it's valid, those, but I feel like it's a little bit generic. It's because I'm much happier. Oh no, the women who don't have kids much happier, women this, you know, unhappy and this and this. It's so generic. It's so generic. We are not having a deeper conversation about this. Why are we not? Why so many women nowadays don't want to have children? And I can say it has nothing to do about being happy and being happy. Well, a little bit to do with that. But the other reason, it has nothing to do about the other reason. We are a traumatized generation. There's so many unhealed human beings working around this. So many things, so much trauma that has happened that we are not taking into consideration. We keep having this very shallow conversation about women not wanting to have kids. Okay, I've said, you know, a lot of nothing until this point myself, and I am going to go, I think, reason number one for me. I mean, again, I'm not gonna pretend that I know it all. I'm talking from the point of view of a woman who's almost 30 and I don't have kids. And I also find myself in a situation where I say, I don't want to have kids. I've said it, you know, I've said it so many times right now, and I had so many, you know, verbal confrontation with people, because when you say like, oh, like, do you have kids? No, hey, are you gonna have kids soon? Like, I don't think I want to have kids. And then, you know, men, women, you name it, old, young, whatever, who have, you know, it's like, hey, you don't know what you're talking about, blah 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 blah. Up to the point someone told me that, you know, if you don't want to have kids, then just kill yourself. I mean, people just talk out of their, I mean, we are not even taking the time to ask, hey, we must have a problem here. We have a serious problem here. Why is so many women don't want to have kids? I mean, this is supposed to be something that is natural to women. Why don't they want to have kids? What is happening? What is happening to push women to not have kids? What is happening with our society? Where did we fall fellow women for them to get to this point that they're like, nope, I'm not doing this. I'm not your mama. What's happening? Why we are not asking ourselves this question? We are not asking the deeper question, like, hey, there's something wrong. There's something that is happening here that we need to take a serious look at, and it can't be as generic as, I want to be happy, I want to travel, I want to save money. It can't be that generic. We have, somewhat, even, the most respected psychologists, they're not even asking themselves this question at this point. I listened to Dr. Peter, is it? Jordan Peterson. Yeah, Dr. Jordan Peterson almost every single day. I kid you not. I listen to him almost every single day. If I show you my internet history, it's him. And I'm still disappointed with the way he tackled this subject. He's one of my heroes. He's one of the people that I wake up in the morning, like, let me listen to him. But the way he tackled, there's so many subjects that he tackled this subject is so brilliantly taken, talked about. But when it comes to women wanting to be child-free or childless, I feel like, we are all missing the point. We are all missing the point. We are not asking the right question. It's like, something went wrong somewhere. Something happened. This is a trauma response. This is something that, we are not thinking about, we are not talking about. And there's a record number of women just saying, no, I'm not having, this not happening. And instead of us sitting and say like, okay, what's happening? I know you say you don't want to have kids, but hey, can we talk about it? Can we really talk about it? What's happening? Can we study this? Can we dig into this? We are not. We are just attacking this. We're just attacking women who are saying this, like, no, you don't know what you are talking about, you're stupid, or this, you guys, are selfish, and this and that. I kid you not. There's no woman, well, maybe, maybe there is. But I talk about this with so many other people, and I've read, every time someone posts, a video about this, I go and read, and I have, a conversation, a back and forth with people and stuff like that. And most of the time, I kid you not, it's not. I repeat, it's not. It is not because people are selfish. No. It's not because people are selfish, because people are just thinking about themselves. Women, we are actually thinking about the future of the next generation. And this is one of the things that, we are not talking about. There's a lot of men, there's men who want to be child free, but no No one is attacking men about this. There's no one is out here, attacking men who don't want to have children. But it's only women. It's only women. We are only attacking women who do not want to have children. That's what we're doing. And we are not trying to have conversation with them. We are attacking them. We are attacking them. We think that they're stupid, they're selfish. That's what we think that, this is where it's coming from, because, women these days, they're so selfish. It's a society problem. Where is the problem? Where did we go wrong as a society that is pushing women to this point that we're like, I'm not having kids. Nope. Because this is not 1, 2, 3. It's not like 1% of women, 0.5% of women don't want to have kids. I haven't read the percentage yet, but it's a lot. The amount of women who don't want to have kids is just astonishing at this point. It's like, and I found myself in that category. Okay. So one of the things I wanted to make clear here is there's a big difference between, being child-free and being childless. There's a big difference. And this is the difference between men and women. Men who don't want to have kids and women who do not want to have kids. As a woman, I'm child-free, I'm childless, as a woman, I'm childless, but I'm not a child-free. There's very few women who are child-free. We are childless. That is for sure. We are childless, but we're not child-free. What is the difference? Ask me what is the difference. Ask me what is the difference between being child-free and childless. I will tell you. So, I am almost 30. I don't have kids of my own. I'll go ahead and give you the reason later on. But the biggest, but I'm not child-free. I have nieces and nephews. It's not the same. I know. I'm not stupid. Well, maybe. I know the difference. I know that it's not the same. But I'm not childless. I'm not child-free. I take care of my niece. My nieces, certain part of my niece. I have a brother who has 6 kids. 6. 6 kids. 6. And 5 with the wife, 1 outside of the marriage. He barely take care of the one outside the marriage. Well, it doesn't take care of the one outside the marriage. I had to make an effort to go and I live, mind you, I live outside my country. I don't live, with my family. Well, that's another conversation. I don't live the same country with my brother. He lives back at home. I don't live with them. But going home, I had to make an effort wanting to go and see my niece and trying to make a plan how I can provide for this kid. The kids that he had, at home, the 5 kids, the firstborn is an amazing kid. That I believe that is my child. I mean, that is my child. She's amazing, she's intelligent, she's brilliant, she's kind, she's very motherly to her younger siblings. She take care of the younger siblings and all that. She's just an amazing kid. I see myself in her. I see myself in her. And but this kid does not have much support. And I try to be that for that kid. I try to be that support for that kid. The mother and the father, chicken without heads. Chicken without heads. And I'm here, I'm like, trying, when there's a new year come, I have a headache trying to make sure that, okay, do I have enough money? Can I send her money? I got her her first phone. She just celebrated her 18th birthday. I bought her her first phone, and 2 years before that, when she was 16. So there's all these reasons. What was my point? So yes, my point is, I am childless, but I'm not child free. I have all these nieces and nephew that I am kind of responsible of, that I take care of, and there's other people also in my family that I'm like, I'm like, hey, what's happening here? Let's make sure like this, this is working. And that make me childless, but not child free, because all these kids, because my brother, the last born, must be 2 years or 3 years now, that I sit here and I lose sleep at night thinking that, okay, it's a new year, school just started. What do they need? If they say that someone is sick, I have to sit here and be like, okay, what do I need to do and stuff like that. Those are the things that I sit here and lose sleep trying to fix that, and trying to bring some kind of guidance, trying to be a figure, kind of a father figure, a maternal father figure to these kids. And I hope you got the point. I am childless but not child free, and this is the case of most women. We have kids in our life. There's so many kids around that we pour our love to. We put guidance and stuff like that, but it's a different conversation with men. It's a really different conversation with men when you think about it. We are not that selfish, and we see what is happening around. It's like, I don't think my life situation right now, I feel comfortable bringing a child here. I don't think I can provide for this. There's all these people that depend on me. There's all these people that they are already alive. They are here. They need guidance. They need to be taken care of. I can't bring another one. I can't add another one to this chaos. Wow. this, it's not solved. We don't think about this. We are only out here attacking women for not having kids. We are not taking seriously, the fact that most of these kids, they're fatherless, or they have no guidance. The father will just be a sperm donor and no guidance. And we as women who are kind of exposed and understand like, I prefer not to have a kid. I prefer not to have a kid when I don't feel safe. We as women, we do not feel safe to have kids. I mean, that's the biggest reason. That is the biggest reason. As women, we do not feel safe to have kids. And this is a conversation that no one wants to have. We are not having this. We are not having this. We do not feel safe to have kids. We really don't. We don't feel safe to have kids. Because like, this is a safe place for me to bring a kid. Not only that, this would diminish, it's going to diminish, I don't know how, my French is coming in very strong right now, but you get the point. Diminish, it's going to diminish my quality of life. Me bringing a child here is gonna diminish my quality of life. I better not have this. I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe to have a kid that I am not feeling safe that this kid is gonna have a future. My dad always told me that I had a wonderful dad. I had a wonderful dad. I mean, I'm the last born. Well, I'm before the last born. I'm the last born. I'm the last born in my family. My parents had me late, and I think I got the best out of my parents. All my siblings, they're like 15 years, at least 15 years older than me, and I got the best out of my family. I believe having kids, all that is the best thing you can do for yourself and for your kids, because I got the best out of my parents. I believe my parents are just amazing. They did an amazing job with me, although they did not have everything, but they did the job they did with me better than my siblings. I'm just gonna say it straight forward. They did an amazing. They gave me more attention, more life. I got much more out of my parents than my siblings did. You can fight me about this, but I just believe it. I believe it. Waiting until you're older is the best thing you can do for your kid. I mean, I'm still screwed, but I believe I'm less screwed than my siblings. And I have amazing sisters. They did well from themselves, all things considered. But I believe that. I believe that. I was talking about, as women, we don't feel safe bringing life. Today, we really don't feel safe bringing life. Not only that, our quality of life diminish. If we are not careful, we don't have the right partner, the right environment. It's so much trouble for us. The life of this kid, believe it or not, 80%, if not more, depend on us. I have to feel safe. I have to feel loved and protected. I have to feel mentally stable. I have to feel physically on point. And I have to feel equipped and confident enough to have this kid. Because if I am not, that is trouble. I'm bringing trouble to myself. And I know this. I mean, one of the reasons we say that, there's too much information out there. Yes, we live in the world where there's so much information out there, and we have the information. We know, we are not ignorant. The fact how when you have a kid, how it's going to affect your life. And when I feel I'm not safe, two, I'm not confident. I feel like I'm gonna be 30 soon, and I feel like I'm not confident to take care of another human being. Our parents had it, maybe, or our grandparents had it easier because, well, they were ignorant. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm attacking, some people. But yes, ignorance is bliss, they say. Are we considering this? Ignorance is bliss. It's that phrase is not there for nothing. It's not there for nothing. Ignorance is bliss. Am I even saying this right? Is that the saying? But they did not have as many information as we have. You can go on Google today and just Google like, hey, what's the downside of having kids? And they're like, am I competent enough, to take care of this human being? No. Should I have, another human being? Should I have a whole human being when I don't feel competent enough to take care of this, human being? No. No, hell no. I mean, you have to be sick. Well, I don't want to insult anyone, but it just makes sense that, we do not feel confident enough to have kids. We don't feel safe. We don't feel confident enough to have kids. Our grandparents, our mother, well, less so our mother or our grandparents, I'm gonna put our grandparents, when they were having kids, they had all this village around them. You have your mom, your dad, your husband mom, your husband dad, your auntie, this and that, who's then giving you, the support, the wisdom on how to take care of your kids, and all those amazing, you have a community around you, surrounding you, have this support system. Today, it's not the same. And we are here attacking women for not wanting to have kids when you know very well we do not live in the same society. We are living in a very different reality. We don't have that. We don't have the village that we used to have for us to be like, okay, even if I'm not feeling well today, even if I'm depressed, I'm this, I'm that, I know that my mother is by me, my grandmother is not just my mother, it's my auntie, is this, is that, is this and that. Who's here to take care, to support me? We don't have that. Do we understand that? I hope we do. Do we understand that that is something we as women, we are terrified? To have this conversation, to have this human being that we're supposed to take care of, love on, when we don't have our village. This is supposed to be a whole village job. We don't have that today. And a lot of us are dealing with mental health issues. I've been depressed for the last 4 years. I've been depressed for the last 4 months, and it's just getting more crippling, and I'm unemployed today because my mental health is just publishing every single day. And I am in a foreign country, and of course I have, I have my sister, but it's not enough. It's not enough, and she has her own problem. I can't bring a baby today in this world and expect her to be there for my baby, because also she's also in a foreign country and she's trying to make her life. These are the issues that we are not thinking. We are just so happy to attack women. We're just so pump out, like, attack the women who say, I don't think having kids is the right thing for me, because I know it's really hard for those who have kids. It's a lot. It is a lot. You have to make sure that you have the right partner. Let's go to a partner. There's a lot of us are saying that we do not have kids because we see that the other potential parent, anyone who's around us, we're dating, we're seeing, or whatever, we don't feel safe enough to be that vulnerable, to bring ourselves to that place like, I trust you that if I'm not doing well, you are going to take care of me. Because when you have a kid, your partner, your husband, role is to take care of you and that kid. And trust me, this is the part that it's not safe. When a woman feels safe enough with you, a woman who does not want to have kids feels safe enough with you in spiritually, her soul is completely safe with you. Trust me, you don't have to ask this woman to have kids. I remember a year and some months ago, the internet, Jeannie Meyer broke the internet when she had a kid. This woman was the advocate of not having kids. And the moment she had a kid, the internet, everybody with their mama, with their grandmother were talking about this. Everybody were talking about this. Did you hear her answer? She felt healed, in the good place, supported, and safe enough to have a kid with this man. This woman was married for 10 years before with a man that she did not feel safe enough to have a kid with. emotionally safe enough to have a kid with this man. Not even 2 years in this relationship, not even 3 years in this relationship with her new husband, she had a baby. She even wanted to try to have IV and stuff, the IV, the whatever, I don't know the terminology. But she wanted to have a baby because she felt safe enough. It's like, I feel safe enough with this man that I want to have her baby. Women are not feeling safe enough with whoever they're dating. I mean, maybe we're choosing you wrong. I mean, we are. Maybe we're too picky, we're too this and too that. But wouldn't you be still happy that, hey, if she feels like she's not stable enough to have a kid, then she should not have a kid. I mean, that should be the moral of the story here. If a woman does not feel stable enough to have a kid, she should not have a kid. We all know we have these people in our life that we know that you should have not had kids. And if someone believes that I'm not confident enough to have a kid, let her be. If we, as a society, we're not planning to make a safe space for women to have kids, to feel safe enough to have kids, then we should let women be when they say that I don't want to have kids, and not attack them, not shame them to have kids. It's better to have a healthy mother who's there to support her kid than an unstable mother. We understand what this role, how heavy this role is, how important this role is, and we do not take it lightly. That's why we are deciding like, hey, I don't think I'm stable enough. It's not good for me and this kid, especially right now, for me to bring this kid here. And we are not living in, our grandmother generation where we can say that, there's so much support around us, even if I'm not stable enough. So and so, my mother will take care of it, my grandmother will take care of the kid, there's so many people, and even if I'm not confident enough, there's so many people around me who chip in, and maybe it will not show that, will not be so clear, so transparent that I'm not confident enough to take on this role. There's so many other reasons that I was planning to talk about, but I think I'm gonna stop here because I've said enough and I feel my blood pressure is rising up because I feel fired up. But as a conclusion, a resume of everything that I was trying to say, as woman has today the woman of today, the number one reason we are not having kids is that we do not feel safe. We don't have a safe environment to have kids. Like I said with the Ginny Maya story, the moment a woman feels safe, the moment a woman feels safe with herself, with her partner, with people around her, you don't have to ask her to have kids. She will happily want to have a kid. Happily want to pour love to this human being. You don't have to ask her. You don't have to attack her. She will just want to do that. Because that's what, as women, that's what we bring. We have all this love that we want to pour into, others. And if we don't feel like it's safe for us, it's not a safe environment for me, and even for that kid that I don't have yet, what is the point? What is the point for me to bring this kid alive in this world when I don't feel safe? I don't feel emotionally safe. I don't feel mentally safe. I've been battling depression, and I feel so alone. And you want me. I feel so alone. I feel so misunderstood. I feel abandoned. And you want me to bring another human being? That is gonna be, I'm gonna be the sole guardian of. I'm gonna be the main person to take care of that person, to that being. We need to think about this and give women a break. Give women who do not want to have kids a break and say, hey, are we ready to put the resources for women to have kids? Are we ready to make this world a better place for these women to feel safe enough to have kids? If not, keep your opinion to yourself. If you're not out here fighting and trying to be a better person, and trying to make to bring a better environment and for women to have kids, stop it. Stop attacking women. There's so many reasons why we are not having kids and we are not talking about it. I don't even know that we know it ourselves. We just feel there's this feeling of not feeling safe enough to have kids, and then the only reason that we can articulate is like, I want to be happy and I don't think like having kids will bring me happiness. That's how we've been able to articulate this. But there's so much more to this conversation that we are not having. I hope someone is listening. And I hope someone shared this message to someone else. There's so much more. There's so much more that we are not talking about. as women, and we don't even know it. We don't even know it. We just know that somehow we are not safe. We don't feel safe. And I don't want to bring a kid where there's so much chaos, where I don't feel like I'm able to take care of this kid. Leave us alone if you are not trying to be a solution to our problem. If you are not a good man, if you're not a good man who want to be here and make me feel safe, who's able to make me feel safe enough to have kids, leave me alone. Like, stay out of my uterus. Like, really, if you're not gonna make the world a better place for me to feel safe, to have this kid, stay out of my uterus. My dad always say that you must do better than me. As a parent, I know you people with kids, you know, as a parent, you want your kids to do better than you. If me as a woman, I don't think that I'm competent enough or safe enough to bring a kid who's gonna do better than me, what is the point? Why am I volunteering myself to this work when I know that I can't do it, that I'm not there yet? I prefer to take the auntie role, the career woman, the whatever. But this is a very important job, and we don't take it lightly. We may make jokes around it, but it's not because we do not care, it's not because we are selfish, because we know that this is not a responsibility that we're supposed to take lightly. So I hope someone's listening and will spread the message. If you're not gonna be that man who's gonna make me feel safe, if you're not gonna be that man who's gonna make my sister feel safe, leave us alone. Let us be miserable when we're 60, 70, knowing that we did not fail as a parent. Leave us alone. If you're not gonna make sure that we are fighting the real issue in this world, leave us alone. We don't want to be crappy parents. Okay? Okay? We are suffering with so much depression and there's so little support for that. And I can't support the depressed kids when I'm depressed. So please, be kind. Or at least don't attack us. If you're not going, already by you attacking us, already just show us how unsafe we are. You're not solving anything. You are not solving anything. You're just making us retaliate on the reasons. Like, again, most of us don't even know we're not even able to articulate this, that we feel unsafe to have kids today. We don't have that community that we used to have before. To have kids, we can't articulate that right now. Most of us can't. We don't have the word for that yet. But deep down we know there's something, it's just not the reason that is coming in to us. Like, I don't want to have kids. Something that says, like, hey, no, you can't take more than you can chew. Again, leave us alone if you are not able to check on us and make sure that we are okay as women. We are okay, we are taken care of, because once you have a kid, you need that support. If we feel unseen, unsupported, we don't want to have kids. We don't want to have your babies. I feel really emotional right now. I want to cry, but I'm not gonna do that because, again, it's gonna be, I'm not gonna cry. I'm just gonna say that we are dealing with so much. We are depressed. As someone who's going through depression right now, you can't ask me to have a kid. You have to be sick to ask me to have a kid. When I don't have my grandmother, my auntie, my whatever around me to support me to go into motherhood. You must be crazy to think that a depressed woman should go and have kids. Because my generation, we are so depressed. Millennials, we are the most depressed people working this planet. So please, keep your opinion to yourself. If you can't be kind, if you're not supporting this, fine. Don't attack us. Don't think that you know anything. You don't know. We don't know. You don't know. So stop. There's so much into this. There's so much into anything. Let's not be this thing, people who think that we're expert to people's feelings. One thing that we don't have knowledge on is people's feelings, how they feel, why they feel the way they feel. But we just feel. We are feeling this. There's so many women right now who are feeling like we do not want to have kids, and it's not superficial. Trust me. One thing that I can bank on is trust me. For so many of us, it's not superficial. And for some of the cases, you see us, tomorrow, after 4 years, 5 years, we have a kid now, like, I was just saying, this and that. You don't even know what was the reason behind that. Believe me, those people had kids. Trust me, at a certain point in their life, they really believe it. They were really convinced that that's not something that they wanted. Although they had some superficial way to articulate it, but there's so much depth into why we don't want to have kids that any man can understand. Or a woman who's not in that situation will ever understand. We don't hate kids. We love kids. Well, the majority of us, we love kids. And for the majority of us, we are not child free. We take care of other human beings. And for the most part, we are actually traumatized because of those other human beings. Like, I don't want to be a social case too. I better take my pill. I better close my legs. Before I become this. Whatever's happening there. I don't want that. I really don't want that. Because no matter what, the responsibility is always on the woman. Believe it, we have to be responsible. We have to be the one who choose better. We have to be the one who does this because it is what it is. So let us choose not to have kids if we are not feeling safe or if we are not feeling confident enough. Most of us, some of us didn't even grow up around kids. We don't even know how to take care of a kid. Do you guys think about that? Sit there and think about it like, there's a difference. This is a completely different society, and women had to kind of adapt or make different decisions to protect themselves. I'm gonna stop there. Thank you. Thank you for watching. If you will watch up to the end, thank you, and I hope you subscribe. I don't ask for sharing, but I think this message needs to be shared. Please share this message. Someone needs to hear this. Share this message. Seriously. I don't ask for this, but share this message. I just started this YouTube channel. It's a project for my depression. I'm trying to, create and express myself and try to get out my feeling and stuff like that. But this message, I think it's important for someone to hear this, even to a woman who's childless, who want to be a childless woman. Share this. Maybe it's something that she has not, the safety component of it, she has not thought about it yet. Share this message to her. All right, thank you very much.